Hi everyone, it's Jennifer again, and this is for my demonstration project, and I'm going to show you guys how to make your own homemade lava lamps. Okay, now a lava lamp was created by Edward Walker. He was the founder of a British lighting company, and the reason he actually discovered a lava lamp is he was boiling a hard-boiled egg, and he was pouring this liquid inside of it, but as he was heating it up, he noticed like the liquid was rising to the top of the egg. It wasn't mixing in with the water when he was boiling it. So he kind of had an idea and he started discovering about density. And this pretty much explains like how the lava lamp, when it heats up, the liquid that gets mixed in with the oil, it ends up floating to the top because it's less dense than the oil is. So it ends up floating to the top instead of sinking to the bottom or mixing in with the oil. Pretty interesting, huh? Okay, now for this project, you're going to need a water bottle. Just any size would really work. You are going to need vegetable oil. You are going to need about a cup of water. You are going to need food coloring. You don't need that much. You probably only need about maybe 10 drops of food coloring. The recipe calls for about 10 drops. But it all depends on how much lava do you want in your lava lamp. And then you're also going to have to need Alka-Seltzer. Alright? Now, your first step for the project is to fill up your bottle with oil. Now, the recipe doesn't really call for how much specifically, but it says about halfway. So we're going to fill up water bottle about halfway with oil. Okay. Then the rest of it we're going to fill with water. Okay, that should be about enough. If you can see, notice how it's very clear at the bottom and the oil is rising to the top. You ever hear that phrase, you don't mix well, oil and water don't mix together? Well, that's kind of why, and it's based all on density. And density is mostly about how much an object takes inside of another object, pretty much based on size and volume and its mass. So the water is more dense to the oil. It's heavier. So that's why it sinks to the bottom and the oil goes to the top. Alright, your next step would be to add the food coloring. I'm using red, but you can use any color that you would like. We'll do about a couple of drops. Okay. Right now I've done about 5. We'll do about 6 and 7. Okay. Okay. Whoops. Okay, notice how you see it going down. Okay. Now usually with a lava lamp, when you mix in the lava, which is the coloring, the reason that it keeps going up to the surface is based on the heat. Now, since I don't have anything heated up or anything, that's the point of the Alka-Seltzer, because when you mix the Alka-Seltzer with the water, it's going to create a chemical reaction known as carbon dioxide, and it's going to make the bubbles rise up, and that will create your lava lamp illusion. Okay. Okay, you don't want to put the whole tablet in at one time. You're going to want to break it up. Okay, you might have to put more coloring in it. There we go. Okay. Now it's starting to mix, and if you can see some of the bubbles that's forming, close it. Now if you turn it over, you can see all the bubbles rising up to the surface and down. Now this is because the food coloring has a higher density than the water and the oil, so that's why they don't mix together. They just end up floating to the top, and then once it starts going down, it float back. In a lava lamp, underneath would be like a light, a UV light that would heat up the lava lamp, and this causes the food coloring particles or any kind of oil or any kind of particles that's in the lava lamp for the lava would actually cause it to heat up, and then which would cause the particles to speed faster in the food coloring than it would the molecules in the water and the oil, so eventually they would rise up. Now, the higher that the lava lamp particles move higher in the bottle and the lava lamp itself, it starts to cool down because it moves away from the light or the heat. Now, when that happens, it starts cooling down, so the density decides to lower because the molecules inside the lava is not moving as fast as the oil and the water, so that eventually cools down and it floats right back down, and then it gets back to the heat, heats back up, and the whole process starts all over again. And then with the water bottle, this is a great way for kids to learn, because sometimes depending on your age group, you don't want to use heat or you don't want to use anything hot like boiling